You can shift into the vibration of love and attract unlimited love into your life. But in order to do so, you need to first of all understand what vibration are you on. And to understand what vibration you are on, I would highly recommend to check the chart that was developed by David Hawkins. His chart on map of consciousness shows us how each and every emotion has a different vibration. And whatever emotional state that we operate from, our perspective of reality changes according to that. And if you understand how your subconscious mind works, you're going to understand that every emotion that we feel, our subconscious mind creates resonance in our reality. That means, in simple terms, whatever we feel is what we attract. Our subconscious mind works on confirmation bias. So that means whatever emotion we are feeling, our subconscious mind will only focus on aspects of life that can validate whatever emotion we are feeling. Now, in order to shift our emotional state and manifest whatever we truly desire, a lot of the people focus on changing their emotional state. And to be honest, they aren't wrong. That works. Whatever emotion you feel, such as, let's suppose if you are someone who has a lot of anxiety, as a result of anxiety, what's going to happen is your subconscious mind works on confirmation bias. So what's going to happen is it's going to attract relationships, people, and places into your reality that will trigger that emotional state. So that means you will attract experiences into your reality and relationships into your reality that will make you feel anxious. Now, this is what we call negative feedback loop. That means you feel something negative, you attract something negative that reinforces your belief that only the negative emotional experiences can occur in your life. And as a result of that, you build a negative feedback loop. However, positive feedback loop also exists. That means if you're feeling more love towards yourself, you're going to attract experiences that validate and reinforce that emotional state. Now, a lot of the time, what people do is they focus on the emotional state. I want you to look at this woman's testimonial. She took my free course on instant heartbreak healing mastery. Now, in this 90 minutes course, I teach people how to get inside their subconscious mind, how our subconscious mind works, and remove a particular heartbreak so that you can feel more relieved and you can attract more positive experiences in your life. Now, the secret over here is, in my free course, what I tend to do is I teach people how to remove an emotional state. But in order for you to stay in an emotional state that is positive, that emotional state needs to be backed by actions. Now, I'll give you a great example over here so that you understand the importance of action. I want you to think of something that you did in your past that you didn't feel like doing and you got it done. Did you feel confident before doing that, or did you feel confident after doing that? And you're going to observe the emotional state comes second. The first thing is the action. I'll give you another example from my life. Now, I have thought about skydiving for so long. And ever since I was a teenager, I just dreamt about skydiving. Then came the time in my life when I actually did skydiving. Now, here's something I learned from skydiving. Up until the point I had to jump out of the plane, that fear, fight or flight mode, kicked in. But since I'm an instant healing hypnotherapist, I removed that fear. Now, what I did was I just closed my mind and I was like, just do the action. Do all the actions that lead up to that particular jump. And the first 2 seconds, when I jumped off that particular plane, fear kicked in. However, it only lasted for 2 seconds because after the 2 seconds, the action was done. There was no going back and I am in mid-air, and the only choice that I had was to have fun and live this moment. And then came the emotional shift. That is the excitement, the adrenaline rush, and I had the best time of my life. This is what I want you guys to understand, the importance of action. Now, a lot of you might go like, what action do I need to take today so that I can attract more love? So you need to understand how your subconscious mind works. I made it so simple in my free course. I take you to a part in your subconscious mind that reveals all the lessons. And what you need to understand about your subconscious mind is it is incapable of lying. And often the things that you're afraid of doing is often the things that will take you towards your desired outcome. That's something I want you to note down. Because by helping 700 plus people remove their toxic recurring pattern in relationship and attract love into their life, I have learned something very profound. Oftentimes in my high value love identity program, when I take people to a part in their subconscious mind that removes the anxious attachment style, usually the activities or the lessons that their subconscious mind reveals are the things that they have never done before. And if you observe, if you haven't done something before, you're never going to experience something different in your life. If you keep doing the same thing, you will keep attracting the same things into your reality. And that is one of the biggest reasons that in my high value love identity program, I ask people for their commitment. I do not allow people to enroll into my program up until the point that they can convince me in that free mini therapy session, which is my enrollment process, that they are going to commit towards the actions. Whatever their subconscious mind reveals, they're going to take the actions. Because if you take the actions, you have already started the positive feedback loop. That means you will take certain actions that will trigger a positive neurological state. The moment you feel that emotional state, you are going to attract more experiences into your reality that will reinforce that emotional state. And over a period of time, you just become a magnet for love. These actions are often what I call value. The more you take these actions, the more value you add on to who you are, and people perceive the same value and they get more attracted to you. Now, if you try to change your emotional state, that is possible. And as an instant healing hypnotherapist, if you take my free course, you're going to observe removing any kind of heartbreak or any kind of negative emotional state is as easy as you can do it in a couple of minutes. That's done. However, to retain that emotional state and to sustain that emotional state, it needs to be backed by actions that can reinforce that emotional state. So the moment you start taking actions, your predominant neurological state, which is your default emotional setting or your emotional state, starts going up and your vibration starts going up. And the more you can sustain that emotional state, the more your perspective on reality and the more your way of handling your reality will shift. And as a result of that, you end up attracting more love and harmony into your reality. That is how your subconscious mind works. That is how spiritual science works. Your thoughts create emotions, and your emotions can be created through actions. And what action do you need to take? You simply just have to go inside your subconscious mind, use the right methods to ask your subconscious mind what actions you need to take. The moment you start taking the actions, your entire vibration shifts, your reality shifts, and you attract whatever you truly desire. And I have seen that happen for several people. All you have to do is what? Try out my free instant heartbreak healing mastery course. Nothing to lose over there. It will work for you and you will observe how easy it is. So I hope that this video changes your perspective on how to manifest and takes your focus towards taking the right action. The emotions come second, the actions come first. Always remember that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel and leave a lovely comment to show some love. And remember, you can manifest whatever you truly desire. Bye-bye.